Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to PyroFalkon's Let's Play Extravaganza, where it's your Let's Play 2. Starting in 2015, every day on the channel you will see some sort of visual novel or adventure game, and for this one we are doing Sakura Spirit, which was bought for me by KaloShade. You can buy this on Steam, the links are in the video description. So where we last left off, we are a guy whose name I can't pronounce because I don't know anything about Japanese languages. Takahiro. And we found this shrine where we need to pray for our upcoming judo match.
Boobs.
And there is simply no room for something as superstitious as luck. Clearly, whoa, we're off to a great start. Clearly, this was going to be a match where my experience and talent would be pushed to their limits. Nothing more and nothing less.
How curious. The boy doesn't believe in superstition, and yet he stands here surrounded by the very thing he denounces.
Upon hearing the voice, I looked around, trying to find the source, but there was no one to be seen. Who's there?
Quite the cliched question. But the right thing to ask is, where am I?
What are you talking about? Show yourself!
Not yet. Entertain me for a little while longer, would you? This place is like no other. Why did you come here if you did not believe in such things as luck?
I came here to prepare myself.
Oh, do enlighten me about what this something might be that you are preparing yourself for.
I felt a little bit annoyed at as the questions continued, but maybe if I kept talking to her, I would be able to find out where she was hiding, where Shella was hiding. I'm preparing for a tournament, a judo match.
Judo? What might that be?
Seriously, you don't know what judo is? It's a highly skilled combat art.
Aha! So you're a warrior, hesitant to go into battle and came here in hope of finding the resolve to fight.
I'm not sure about the warrior part.
How fortunate. It just so happens that there is a need for one of your kind.
My kind?
A hero. The shrine belongs to fortune heroes such as yourself. However, every great hero must sacrifice something in return.
Sounds like what the others mentioned. Your version sounds better, though. Laughing briefly at the story, I decided to play along and clapped my hands together in prayer. So what's next? Do I offer up my allowance or something?
Don't be silly. Money is of little importance to a hero. For you, the sacrifice will be something of much greater value. I will be looking forward to seeing what destiny has in store for you.
As if on cue, I began to feel nauseated the moment the girl's words reached my ears, my head spinning wildly. Slowly, I staggered backward, collapsing onto my back. As my vision grew blurry, the sound of approaching footsteps could be heard. Wow, hello.
Good luck, hero. You're going to need it.
She's dressed like the one character from the one Capcom fighting game. I know that was very vague, but Capcom did a fighting game that had, like, vampire people. Do you remember what game I'm talking about? Anyway, she's dressed like that.
So?
Despite my attempts to get back up, all I managed was a brief look at the girl. The sight of horns and a tail left many questions. That's what you're focusing on, the horns and the tail. But before I had a chance to utter even a single word, my consciousness succumbed to darkness. ... Rays of sunlight stirred me back to life, a groan of annoyance leaving my mouth while I tried to get back onto my feet. I felt a bit dizzy, but the first thing I noticed was that I was no longer at the shrine. Instead, it looked like the forest near the dojo. Of course, my first thought was to look around to see if I could find the girl from before, but not a trace of her presence remained. To make things even stranger, the path that I had followed amidst the trees seemed better maintained than I remembered. I should probably head home. That thought was cut short when the sound of several female voices could be heard nearby.
Get back here! Hikage, stop them all at once! Just what do you think I'm doing? I'm chasing them. I'm trying to stop them. Yeah, I think they notice what's missing, Onisama. Keep running, little one, and we just might make it.
Just when I thought this day couldn't get any weirder, the sound of heavy footfalls could be heard nearby. And note to self, that's the thumbnail. Okay, back to it. What in the world is going on here?
Boobs.
Further ahead, I saw a couple girls in fast pursuit of even more girls. However, there was something off about the scene, something that didn't make any sense. There's a lot in this picture that is not making any sense. The girls being chased had the ears and tail of an animal, and the pursuers appear to be armed with a katana and a naginata.
You conniving fox, come back here at once! Return what you stole immediately! Give me back my panties!
Okay.
Hikage, how could you say something out loud like that? Panties, panties! Oh no, help save us from the rampaging women!
As I watched the girls run off, I couldn't help but find myself struggling with the decision to just leave them be. While I didn't know what in the world was going on, the two girls, armed with rather realistic-looking props, surely they couldn't be real, had me worried. I couldn't very well call myself a hero if I let something like this go by without acting. I'm so gonna regret this. Mumbling in annoyance, I chased after the girls.
Hikage, go around the left! Right! I said left! Why do you always undermine me? I wasn't saying right, You know what? Never mind. Just run after them.
As I was chasing the girls, I noticed that the trees seemed to be getting denser, making it gradually more difficult to navigate along the path.
Oni-sama, I don't think I can run much more. I'm starting to feel a bit... Just a little longer, Mayako-chan. We're almost... Mayako! Mayako, not that! Not now! Sorry, Oni-sama. Scissor attack!
I arrived just in time to find a scene straight from an action movie. The girl with the blonde hair had collapsed, held in her companion's protective embrace. The two armed girls were approaching them, almost unmistakably with killing instincts running amok. Any seasoned martial artist would have felt it. Those girls were going to be in for a beating if I didn't stop them.
We've got you now, thieves. I'm gonna personally drag your sorry butts back to town and have you both put in the stocks. Maybe I'll even show you how it feels to run around without any undies on. Yeah, although I must admit, having a breeze down there does feel kind of nice. Keeps me feeling fresh and tingly. Hikage! Goodness, don't you have any shame? This isn't about you, it's about our undergarments. Stolen. And these two criminals being brought to justice. Oni-sama, it hurts. My head hurts. Shh, it's going to be okay, little one. Hey, guards, if you're so desperate to have your underwear back, then here, catch.
Stop it right there! However, before I was able to interrupt the conversation, the silver-haired girl tossed something into the air. Whatever it was flying straight toward my head. The two samurai girls instantly grew flustered. I can't see! Who the hell tosses a... Peeling the items off my face, I raised them into the air, looking like a professor examining an important sample while the thieves made their escape. A pink bra and lacy black panties. I knew this wasn't going to end well.
You there. Are you in cahoots with those crafty foxes? And hand those back immediately. Those are evidence of a crime and not for anyone else to touch. Drop the panties right now.
I'm innocent until proven guilty. It's one of the golden rules of the court. Just stop pointing those weapons at me so I can hand over your undies without being turned into a shish kebab.
What? No, shut up. Just drop the evidence and walk away. I'm Tsukino Mio, chief of the village guards, and I am ordering you to drop what you're holding right now.
I don't know of any village guards at all, and I seriously doubt a cop would go around dressed like that, wielding a katana. More importantly, the ground here is muddy and dirty. Are you sure I should drop the evidence here? I mean, I could, but...
Yeah!
Before I could react, the pink-haired girl lunged toward me. The pointy end of her naginata... Am I even pronouncing that right?
You almost called it a naginata, I think.
I did almost call it a naginata. Aiming for my gut. My reflexes caught on just in time, and I was able to palm away the spear as it sailed through the air. I struck upwards on the wooden shaft of the weapon, sending it up into the air and causing the girl to lose her balance.
Narumi, I did not order you to attack!
Fine, I'll give them back. Jeez, just my luck to find a bunch of crazy girls with weapons. Extending the hand that held the panties, I tried to hand them over, something that I would soon end up regretting.
You think I'd fall for something so simple? Fool, you may have fooled me once, but I won't let that happen again.
The woman swung her weapon wide, arcing arcing the thick wooden pole into my side before I could dodge. She then lunged forward and grabbed me tightly, pulling my arms around my back, leaving me with sore ribs and in a prone position. I could have fought back, but I figured it would only lead to more fighting. With the possibility of ending up stabbed, I decided I should remain passive. The sword-wielding girl stepped forward and grabbed the silky underwear from my hand triumphantly.
Your methods may be crude, but they do get results, Hikage. Tie him up. We'll bring him in for questioning. He probably knows what those pesky thieves are hiding. Right.
And people wonder why criminals want to resist arrest at all costs. I mumbled this weakly as the girl with the naginata tied my wrists together with rope, and I soon felt myself dragged by the duo toward the city. Surely, once we're out of the forest, you two will stop this act of yours and let me go, right? As much as I like to fool around, I have more important things to do.
The city? We're not taking you all the way there. You'll be spending the night in the village cells, thief.
Who are you calling a thief? I'm the victim. First, I get undies tossed in my face, then I had to deal with physical abuse, and now these accusations? Besides, there's no village around these parts. It's a city. You know, Tsukino Toshi.
Silence! Hikage, if he speaks again before we get to the village, you have my permission to knock him unconscious.
Tsundere Tyrant.
That's funny.
And that... I hope to God I'm not butchering the pronunciations badly.
You're doing it pretty okay.
And that's how I ended up on my way to a jail cell, cuffed and dragged by two girls, both of whom I started to suspect were crazy. Ugh, that was awkwardly worded. When we exited the forest, alarms set off in my mind. The city I had lived in my whole life, it was gone. You've got to be kidding me. If I wasn't in Tsukino Toshi, then where the hell was I?
Hey, no talking. Come on, I don't want to bop you that much. Kinda. Maybe a punch or two. I just want to know how the heck you blocked my strike so easily.
Your attack had a lot of power behind it, but it was kind of predictable. With the right movement and enough force, that's the result you get. Anyway, I'll play along for a bit. Where in the world are we? This clearly isn't my hometown. I mean, the buildings look more like they belong in some sort of classic samurai movie.
Huh? What the heck is a movie? This is Harumaru. It's been here forever. Hikage, I thought I told you to silence him if he spoke again. Actually, you told me that I could, but you didn't tell me that I had to.
Marumi is my favorite. Must be tough being the subordinate of someone like that.
Be quiet or I will silence you for good.
This time it didn't seem to be an idle threat. The girl had unsheathed her katana and was now resting the edge of the blade against my throat. I was already starting to regret having played a hero earlier. Hopefully there would be someone with more common sense in the village. Several minutes later...
3 hours later.
I soon found myself confined within a small room. The stern-looking... what is that? Tsundere?
Tsundere, yeah.
What is that?
What's
it mean?
It's a girl who's kind of mean.
I see. The stern-looking tsundere of a girl glaring down at me while the other girl, who is apparently called Narumi, seemed to have softened up a little. From what I had gathered during their conversations, they had called the village elder to help them oversee my questioning.
What purpose did these thefts have? Or are you just some pervert who gets off sniffing girls' undies? I ought to castrate you.
I already told you I was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Not to mention anything worn by you would probably smell sour. Why would you say that?
Oh God.
I couldn't see too well from the cell where they had put me. But I was almost certain I could hear Narumi laughing nearby. Tsukino Dono, please calm down. You brought him in to learn the reason behind his presence in the forest, didn't you?
That's correct, Elder Sama. I believe he was working together with the fox spirits to steal, panties and other undergarments.
Aw, she looks so embarrassed. Objection! What are you objecting to, young man? The evidence surrounding the defendant's accusations was fabricated. Narumi-san, would you please answer this question for the judge? Was the defendant, that is myself, anywhere near those girls while you two were in pursuit of them?
Hold it! Just who are you calling a judge here? Lower your voice or I will strike you down. Hey, Mio-san, maybe the whole angry accusation thing isn't working. This guy clearly isn't a bandit. We could just ask him why he was up there in the woods.
And they will probably be asking those questions in the next episode. This game's weird. I like it, but it's a little weird. Of course, again, from the title screen, I really wasn't expecting much else.
Narumi's my favorite.
Mine too.
What a doll.
What a doll. Thanks for watching, guys. We will see you tomorrow for another episode.
Boobs.
Are we going to be ending every episode like that?
Vote in the comments whether I should end every episode with boobs. I'm gonna do it anyway.